Okay, get in here, get in here. You know when I come on, you gotta get in here quick. Come on, y'all, get in here, get in here. Oh, who calling me? No, please text me. Get in here, y'all, get in here. I got some info, okay, that you need to know. Come on, y'all, get in here, get in here, get in here. Okay, cool. You know, that's all I'll be waiting for is one person. Because it's going to be... Oh, goodness. Who is this? Oh, I can't even focus. Okay. So, I want to talk to you about these stock splits that you've been hearing about. Like, I don't know if you invest in the stock market, but now is the best time. If you don't, you need to start investing in the stock market. You can start with as little as $5, okay? It's so simple to invest in the stock market. Well, let's talk about these stock splits, though, because there's been a lot of confusion with these stock splits. Okay, first of all, I guess the biggest one is Tesla. And Tesla did a recent 5-for-1 stock split. And that 5-for-1 stock split doesn't change anything money wise. That's just the stock price. That's what a lot of people are confused with. The stock price does not even mean anything because that doesn't change the value of the company as a whole. So that stock price, you shouldn't even really be concerned with that stock price. Like, oh, is it cheap? Is it expensive? I mean, back in the day, the stock price being expensive meant, you know, you had money or you're prestigious. I don't know. But nowadays, you know, we want ownership. That's what we're into now, ownership. So the stock split doesn't really mean anything if you've been doing what we call partial shares. And partial shares is something that is allowed by many of the brokerage firms, and Cash App too. That's very simple, a simple way to start. But they let you do those partial shares. So I've been getting partial shares of Tesla for a long time, and that's basically what the stock split is. Okay, Tesla went for about $1,500 or so today, so that $1,500 is split in five. That's what the stock split is. So if you have one share of Tesla, you'll have 5 shares of Tesla effective August 31st is when it's going to go into full effect. So that does not change, right, Stanley? That's ownership. That's true. So that being said, here's the thing. No, it doesn't change anything with the overall, you know, value of the company, but ownership wise, it is promising. Because, you know, before, if I got a share of or a partial share of Tesla for, you know, say for instance $500, I'll have a full share of that, you know. But they're talking like the shares are going to be around $300 or so. So you know, that it's not a big deal because no, the money doesn't change. Think about a pie. You got a whole pie, and when you split the pie in half, that doesn't change that it's one pie still. You know, you got 2 shares instead of one whole pie, but it's still the same amount, and that's how these stock splits are. Now, there are reverse stock splits too, which is what happened with a company that my sister and I were invested in, Actinium Pharmaceuticals Inc. The ticker is ATNM, and this stock is a cancer medication. They're developing tools to cure cancer, but it was as low as 34 cents a share. So at that price, we had snagged it up. Then it went to it got as high as like 55 cents a share. But that doesn't change the worth, the value of the company. So they just had a reverse stock split and a 1-for-30 reverse stock split. And what that means is for every 30 shares you have, you'll now have 1 share. Okay. And again, it changes nothing with the money. The money doesn't increase or decrease. But here is the thing. This is what people are thinking is happening. So I paper trade also. I practice paper trading. And in the paper trade, I snag Actinium or ATNM and like, 100,000 shares or so like that, just in a paper trade. But anyway, on that end, they can't make that adjustment to my account to say, okay, the stock is not from 50 or so cents to $9. This is a reverse stock split that just took place, and the stock has been reclassed, okay, from 30 shares to 1. So, they have to stay and make sure they're on top of the guidelines, minimum guidelines. That stock, like I said, was as low as 34 cents per share at one point. So, hey cousin, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, so with that reverse stock split, if you're thinking you got a 50 cents per share stock, you can stock up on those shares. So, we had hundreds of shares of it. So anyway, it's reduced now to 1/430. The money doesn't change. But anyway, what I was saying is my paper trading side, it did not pick up that happened. And it took the value from 50 cents per share to $9 or so per share. So it's showing a return of $1 million plus. So that's what people think happened here. If my stock went from 50 cents to $9 per share, I'm that much richer. No, this is a reclassification. So that is interesting. Now, that does not say that all of these new in the market are, they're not staying on top of or don't understand that these changes don't necessarily mean a change in the overall value of the company. So not knowing exactly what's going on, that's why I wanted to come on here so we can all be on the same page. Yes, it's the same amount. You have to keep in mind that there are companies and individuals in the stock market. That's why it hasn't crashed just yet, even though people are predicting it to crash, because it's not the normal stock market. There are tons of new investors, which is the bomb. Now is the time to start investing. If you have not already, you got to start now. Hey, cousin. What's up? What's up? All right, so we talked about AT&M. We talked about Tesla. Apple was also doing a stock split. They did a 4-for-1. So there's, if you have 4 shares or 1 share, you'll now have 4 shares of that. Again, the overall price of the company did not change. This stock is just, or the stock price is just split up in that amount of shares. And the value stays the same. Now, the stock market is actually very emotional, and the value is raising on, say for instance, Tesla stock, since this was announced on Tuesday. Now, in the past, history shows, I started researching as soon as I heard this, like, what does this mean? But history shows that during the past 5 years, whenever stock splits happen, there's average a 2% gain, okay, in that stock. So there's an increase, then there's a decrease the following year, then it averages back out. So because there's an increase, that may be an opportunity to take advantage of. If you're already invested with either a full share or partial shares, you're good to go. You're good to go. Just keep investing. Again, if you're not investing yet, Now is the time. That's when millionaires are born. Millionaires are made during crashes and you know, what word am I looking for? Uncertain markets. Okay, my history, my background is in human resources, on a business or benefits management side. So I was administering benefits for years, since like back 2006. I want to say back in 2006 is when I started, and I'm administering benefits from the human resources standpoint. But I would always, when we had those representatives come in from the retirement companies, I would be fascinated by how they basically just took a percentage, 100%, and broke out all of these designations into different funds. And I'm like, what are those funds that they are putting the money that you have deducted for retirement? If you're contributing to a 403b or 401k, that money that's put into, it's not just cash, it's put into various, it's stocks basically, and ETFs, or the thing is that we never think to look at exactly what funds our retirement advisor has placed us in. If you invest through your job, and you're contributing to a retirement plan, it may benefit you to reach out to your advisor to ask them exactly what funds are you in, what are you invested in, because they usually just do it based on your level of risk that you tell them you want to take with investing, and you have no clue. But it's interesting now because there's so much going on in this market. You don't want to miss anything, so you don't want to be in a position where you're not knowing and your money's just sitting there when it can be growing. Okay, now let's see, what's another one? Okay, yep, Apple did it too. So with the stock splits, it's just they keep it compared to the S&P 500, which is basically the largest 500 companies in the U.S. grouped together. So when they're tracking everything, they're tracking it along the best companies. So in the past, like I said, 5 years, whenever a stock split happens, yes, we know it doesn't mean that there is more money in the pot in that company, but there is a bigger possibility for the stock value, the stock share value to go up for the first year, then drop, okay, and then go back up. And that's what statistics show, according to wait a minute, I just read something that, child, well, they said it's outperforming the S&P 500. So the S&P 500, like I said, just tracks those 500 largest companies. So when you have that stock split, that year following that, okay, that company performs better, has a better number, 68% better than the S&P 500 stocks. That's huge. That's huge. So we're going to be researching this, and we are going to be staying on top of this, because you got to be careful, because sometimes it scares you away because it's so difficult, but we're going to make it easy. Until next time, stalkers. Holla at your girl. Peace.